Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, Life After Neverland. So last time that we met up, we talked about the final episode of the first season of The Chosen. And we discussed that on Sundays I would meet up with you guys and we would talk about the devotional that I purchased from their merchandise items that they have on their website. This is absolutely beautiful and I want to share it with you guys, especially now because many of us are sacrificing so many things, possibly losing our jobs, not being able to provide for our families. Maybe you're in the military, the police department, or maybe you're one of our healthcare providers that are being true and honest heroes in this world. And what a horrible time it is for a lot of us. And so I just feel like The Chosen really brings us hope. And I want to share it with all of you in hopes that you'll feel what I feel in my heart when I'm watching this beautiful series. Now, something really exciting before we go into this is going to be happening tonight. So if you go to The Chosen on their YouTube channel, and I'll put that link as I usually do in the description down below, they are having a free viewing, basically, streaming party that starts tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time and is the entire season of The Chosen, and it's free. It's absolutely free. I believe you can see it on Facebook as well as YouTube. So I'll also put the Facebook link down below so that you can watch it tonight if you want to get started. It's 8 days and 8 episodes. You guys, please check it out. You won't want to miss it. The very first episode is so insanely touching. It's the one that I told you about in my last episode where I was bawling tears, tears, tears. So make sure you bring your Kleenex box with you. Okay? When you guys go to The Chosen on YouTube and you watch this live stream that's going to be happening tonight at 9 p.m., just know that it's 100% worth your time. The people that Jesus chose to follow him, it's their journey and their relationship with Jesus and how they see Jesus. So it's through their eyes. But it's how his words and how his love and how his good deeds touched their hearts and changed their lives forever. And what you'll notice about these people is that they were not perfect, not from the beginning, not at all. They're just like the rest of us. So let's get started talking about this devotional. Okay, and if you guys like this, please give me a comment down below if you want me to continue with this. I'm going to test it out today, see if everybody enjoys it. If you do, I'll continue moving forward with the following Sundays. I just want to make sure that this is something that my viewers need, want, and thoroughly enjoy. Okay? And so when we're talking about the people that followed Jesus, the people that Jesus chose to follow him on a closer level, his disciples, this couldn't come at a better time because they're having this live stream tonight, because what I'm going to be talking to you about is in reference to the very first episode with Mary Magdalene. And like I said before, the people that Jesus chose to have in his life on a deeper scale. Day 1 says, before. And it says, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." And this is going to be very important in this very first episode that you're going to see tonight. Every follower of Jesus has a not so great before. A rash, brash fisherman, which you'll find out later is Simon. A pious, fancy pants religious leader, that is Nicodemus. A thieving, indifferent to suffering tax collector, Matthew. A demon-possessed woman so insignificant that her before isn't even recorded, and we're left to surmise what it might have been. And yet God calls people in the before when they aren't even aware they're simply broken versions of themselves. God calls people before he begins his transformation work of redemption, because he sees past the before. He sees past the before to those he loves enough to call his own. So when we're talking about the before, you guys, it's where we're lost. Ultimately, we're lost, and before he has touched our lives and has transformed us into what he sees us best suited for. Our choices don't derail his. What we see when we look in the mirror doesn't determine what he sees or who will be by his hand. And so our brokenness doesn't alter his plans, nor do circumstances, other people, or our own choices determine our value our value is assigned by the one we belong to. So we're going to take a little minute to talk about being valued. I'm going to digress for just a second and tell you a little story about myself and Sean. So not too long ago, we went on a vacation. We were going to renew our vows, Sean and I. It was our 15-year anniversary. And on our way there, we had a flat tire, and it was a pretty annoying situation. It took us several hours to get that whole thing taken care of. And we finally arrived. I think it was like 9 o'clock at night we arrived, and we were starting to unpack, and I couldn't find Sean. And I went into the room and where he was sitting, and I could tell there was something wrong. He was on the phone. And we found out that our dog that we adopted him after our beloved dog we had for almost 11 years died of cancer. So we adopted, his name is Savage. We adopted him. He had a very, very horrible upbringing before we ever got him. He was literally put in a garbage bag by a garbage can, left to die, and so we saved him. And if you want to look back at our Fur Baby Fridays, you'll get to see Savage when we adopted him. It was after, like I said, our beloved Grissom passed away from cancer. And so he was very important to us, and we put everything into him because our dogs are like our children, you know, and that alone is another whole story. My husband and I were never able to have children. So we look at our animals as our children. So we find out that Savage got out of the backyard, and he's missing. And our babysitters couldn't find him. So I told Sean, I said, Sean, just go try to find him. I don't care how long it takes, just go. So he drove all the way back to our home, which was 3.5 hours away. And so this is 9 o'clock, mind you. We just arrived at our cottage, and he had to drive to go find Savage. And it was like 2 in the morning. I called to check on him because I hadn't heard from him, and Sean found Savage. He was hit by a car, and he had passed. So needless to say, Sean and I were devastated. Our hearts were broken. This was supposed to be a weekend where we were celebrating our 15-year anniversary. Not to make anyone sad, I have a positive message here that will hopefully uplift you and make you feel good. So stay with me. So the next day, we went to a restaurant. We were just sitting there talking and everything, and of course, having a very hard time trying to enjoy ourselves. And I went to the bathroom. I had a little bit of a private moment, and I was praying to God and talking to him. And when I came back to the table, there was a lady that was loving on Charlie. Now, Charlie has been with us for 14 years, and he's basically like a therapy dog for me. I take him everywhere with me. And she was loving on him, saying how special he was, and we just briefly told her, you know, we're having a little bit of a hard time. We lost our dog, and it's supposed to be our anniversary and everything. And it turned out she was a veterinarian, and she ended up giving me this. I don't know if you can see it. And if you can't see it, it says valued on this part. And then when you flip it, there's a little cross. And so prior to us even arriving on our trip or even celebrating our anniversary, I was going through a lot of different things in my own personal life where I felt broken, where my soul was crushed. And so this was definitely not helping the situation. And this, I didn't realize it until time has gone by, but this is a real problem in my life, is that I don't feel valued. I didn't feel valued, and I haven't felt valued for a long time, although I want to say my husband makes me feel very valued. But certain things that were happening in my life were really crushing my spirit, and I honestly believe that there are no coincidences, that coincidences are a gift from God, and they're messages from Him and the angels. And as time has gone by, I have realized that this was a message from God that He was sending to me. I really feel like that. I've had more as time has gone by, cute little coincidences that have happened to me, and I just wanted to share that with you because I want you to keep your eyes open. There might be messages that could be sent to you that you don't even know, and they might, if you feel it, this is what I believe, if you feel it in your heart and it touches you down through to your soul, and you feel a special emotion about it, maybe you get goosebumps or something like that, I genuinely believe that those are messages from God. And that was something that I truly needed to hear. I still need to hear. I saved this, and I don't think that lady to this day knows the impact that she made on my heart and on my soul when she handed me this heart. And I do believe also, I always follow people that are animal communicators, and they say that hearts are also messages from your loved ones who have passed. So I just wanted to share that little story with you. Food for the soul, hopefully. But then also it kind of ties into the very first episode of The Chosen, because Mary Magdalene was very, very broken, and I don't believe that she felt valued at all. I really don't. And you'll see that as you watch the episode moving forward. But let's move on with what we've been talking about. Thanks for listening to my little story. Fear not. God can heal your heart, your body, your relationships. Fear not. You were made for more than what you've experienced so far. Fear not. This is only the beginning. Every follower of Jesus has a not so great before, but every follower of Jesus also has an after. So you guys, again, one of the most beautiful things about The Chosen is that it teaches you that Jesus is relatable, and the people that he chooses are not perfect like we seem to think that they are at times, or what I feel like I've been told. They leave a few questions for us here in the end for us to grow and become much closer to God. So I'm going to leave you with these questions that you can ponder on your own for food for your soul and personal growth. So here we go. Question number 1. What parts of your before has God redeemed, and which are you most grateful for? The next one. How does "I have called you by name, you are mine" impact you today? And what do you fear? And how does Isaiah 43:1, this declaration made by God to his chosen one, affect your fear? Fear is really playing a big part in everyone's life as of current. And so my hope is that this episode will bring you hope, give you strength, and inspire you to watch The Chosen and get up on that YouTube channel or up on Facebook and start watching the live stream tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The links will be attached to my description down below. You guys, thank you so much. Again, I'm wishing all of you well, all of you the best. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment down below, maybe with a thumbs up. If you want some more inspiration and feel good stuff, every Sunday we'll go over this devotional together, one little baby step at a time. Bye, everyone.